The small town of Meire Grove has a big controversy brewing around Ashley Theiler's family and their 5 dogs.
Over here is Josie. Josie, are you a good girl? There is Cricket. She's the shorty fat pants. I love that girl. And this is Smokey. He was the first husky that we ever got. My husband's favorite.
A new city ordinance will limit the number of dogs allowed on a property to just 2. The Theilers, who moved to Meire Grove in 2014, argued that they should be able to keep all of their dogs under a grandfather clause.
We should be grandfathered in because the rule didn't apply. So it wasn't like we were doing anything illegal. Now they made it a misdemeanor for us to even keep them.
But Theiler says the town's mayor has dismissed any thoughts of a grandfather clause.
He came to the door and he gave us our licensing papers back that have all of the dogs' spay and neuter certificates, all of their rabies shots, the money for registration. He brought them back and he said, "You have too many dogs. You have to get rid of 3 of them. Now pick the 2 you want to keep and then give me the paperwork back." Yeah, and then we said something about being grandfathered in, and he's like, "Nope, not gonna happen." Shake, good girl.
Theiler says they aren't violating any other ordinances, including the sound ordinance, as the dogs didn't even bark once over the course of this interview. And she says she doesn't want her family to be forced into making an impossible decision.
There's not one dog to me that's worth less than another. So I can't decide.
In response, Theiler started an online petition on the site Care2 to try to gain support.
1,000 signatures, and that was it. And I thought, there's no way I'm ever going to get 1,000. And then all of a sudden, it just kept going more and more. And then when it hit 15,000 signatures, I was like, oh my gosh, how is that possible? And then this morning, it was at 31,500. There are people from Minnesota, but then there are people who all the way in, France. There was Belgium. I'm like, holy cow, how did they get that in Belgium?
And it's grown even since then.
I absolutely think it's amazing. You know, I'm just one ordinary person in a tiny small town that you would never even notice was here. And to see that there are people who actually care that much about animals that they don't know is astounding. I mean, it actually shows that there are good human beings with really big hearts.
Theiler says she plans on bringing the over 40 pages of Minnesota signatures on the petition and arguing the 5th and 14th Amendments of the U.S. Constitution at this week's City Council meeting.
And I'm hoping they will grandfather us in. And if they don't, then I'm just going to try harder.
Reporting from Meire Grove, Isaac Schweer, WJON.